Our birth. Well, my rebirth.
I used to leave Latin Quarters and go sleep on the train. We used to get like $700 to perform, and Scott would take most of it. And D-Nice, he did divvy it up, you know. And I'd be on the train. I leave Latin Quarters. Some nights I leave Latin Quarters, I get on the D train going to Brooklyn, to Coney Island. And there'd be people on the train going, yo, Boogie Down Productions, yo, Scott LaRock, because no one knew my name yet. KRS1, nobody even knew how to pronounce that. It was Scott LaRock, was it. Yo, Scott LaRock, Boogie Down Productions, yo, that was that. And I'd be right there on the train like this. I just got off the stage, but it was so fresh and so new, you didn't equate the dude on the stage with the dude on the train like this. It's like it's too much for people. They used to play my music in the you know, see, wait a minute, first I have to explain myself. Back in the days, there used to be trains with graffiti on them. And what you did is in the last car of the train, you used to go in, you used to kick out the conductor's booth and turn the lights off. Last car of the train going either to Coney Island or up to the Bronx. They were express, express where the train would pass like 10 stops to get, so you had like a good 10, 15 minutes to get it popping. And everything went on in those 10 and 15 minutes. And that's really where I cut my teeth, really, right there, beating on, there used to be, that's what made the Bridges Over beat on the subway train. Wow. Hitting the thing that, we used to be on the train like this, back of the train, guys getting it in the back, and I used to do that, and then, you know, run to Latin Quarters late. I mean, we lived in the shelter, actually, but Friday and Saturday night was we used to get away, and imagine, Scott LaRock was a social worker, so he used to sign us late passes. You had to be back in the shelter at 7 o'clock when you lose your bed. So Scott was the social worker. So he used to hit us with late passes. And late passes was like credit cards in the shelter. We used to sell them. We had them sold. We used to get them out. Cats coming in late. And we getting it off. It was excellent. And the thing was what was so interesting was Paradise at the door. That's where we remember Paradise. At the door, either letting people in or not. And that was, for me, that was the beginning of you're not on the guest list. See, cats don't understand how back in the day, first of all, clubs are not even like the Latin Quarters. You have to imagine, first of all, it's 48th Street and Broadway in Manhattan. Okay, everything else is going on. Everything's going on. But across the street, on 48th Street, is lined up, people just waiting, looking to see who goes in. Usually MCs, other people looking across the street, looking at line, always around the block, always going around. And there, you see people freestyling on the corner. You see people, sometimes even cats be breaking for money. My crew, the Breeze team, I don't know if you remember this dude that used to play buckets. He used to play buckets. He eventually got a Gap commercial.
Yeah. That kid was 12 years old when he started.
When he started, Latin Quarters, dude used to be out there. We used to get on him. We used to jump on him and start rhyming. Dude used to be out there with that. He eventually got that Gap commercial, blew up.
That's crazy.
But it was all of them. It was like oasis of creativity. And you know, imagine the colors. I ain't gonna talk about what Ice used to look like.
You can tell what I used to like. I got the pictures.
He was hip.
I was hot. I was big, pimp daddy Paradise.
Hot to the T. And this is what, but it was real though, because everybody there had a style and was original.
Yep.
That was the realness of it, man. This is, and actually, this is before X-Clan, actually. There was an originality to everything about Latin Quarters.
Yep.
Everything about it was original. You couldn't get up there fronting like you was somebody else. Like, you be played right, Paradise would probably play you at the door. You had different Jews. It was for real, too. Real dudes with real juice got in.
Yep.
Dudes trying to front like they had something was waiting outside. And you had to wait sometime hours before Paradise would even let you in. Remember the dude Daryl?
Daryl.
The
Which
original
one?
RoboCop.
Oh yeah, 6'9". He was
6'9".
the head of. Well, he wasn't the head of security,
Right.
but he was the young head of security.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell you how when we first hired Daryl, right? The first time he pulled somebody out off the dance floor was 50 Cent.
Ooh.
And one of Supreme Magnetics of the #1 soldiers. So Lumumba comes and grab me, Professor X, before being Professor X. He comes to grab me like, yo, Dice, you gotta come with me like right now. I'm like, why? He was like, come with me now. He like snatching me across the dance floor. I go, remember that little area by the bar with the metal stairs? I go there, Daryl was standing there, got two dudes on their knees in handcuffs. And like their faces like this close to the wall. And it's a big knot of money like this with rubber bands. It's like 5 of them on the floor, like 2 pistols, a whole bunch, like 3 beepers and all that. There was no cell phones yet. And Daryl's standing there smacking them in the back of the head and their faces is hitting the wall, right? And then he's searching them and stuff. And then 50 Cent had, this is not the rapper 50 Cent, the gangster 50 Cent from Fort Greene, the real 50 Cent. Daryl starts searching him, he got a vest on. Then he searched the other dude, they both got vests on. Next thing I know, Daryl done pulled the joint out, got the vest to their back. Like, you think your vest will stop this? I got armor piercings in there, Daryl was messing him up. I have to literally like jump between Daryl and these dudes and like, yo, Daryl, please man, just let them go now, okay? And I was like, you know, so he winds up throwing 50's boy down the stairs. I had to grab 50 off him, right? You had to separate the two of them to split the thing up. Because you know what would happen when we got outside.
But
Daryl didn't care. You couldn't do nothing with him.
But she used to go down
the RoboCop. You couldn't do nothing with Daryl. He's 6'9", he's a black belt, and he's licensed to carry. What can you do with that dude?
And he got an attitude.
Bad attitude.
He got an attitude.
Yeah, nobody messing with that dude.
He was a part of the reason Scott got killed.
I know. And the craziest thing about that whole thing is Scott got killed a block and a half from where I grew up at. In High Bridge. And the dudes that was responsible did it. I knew them since they was babies. You know what I'm saying? But nobody never really told who really did it. But it's a certain clique that we knew, you know, was involved.
That's some shit. It's still,
so,
you know.
That hurt me bad. Because D Nice and Greg Nice both grew up in my old neighborhood in High Bridge. And we grew up like...
He was a problem. He was a problem of the world today. And in Latin Quarters, that's what I remember about Latin Quarters. Paradise at the door, Daryl running around, barking.
Red Alert, Chill Out, Bismarck.
All that, and hundreds of people every week. This was the most successful club had to be in New York's history. Successful hip hop club, probably the most successful, clearly. But it was a time. It was a time. It's a shame because they shut the whole building down. The whole building collapsed. Tore down the whole building.
Tore down.
Yeah, the whole building got torn down, and a new building is there. Like it's like Latin Quarters is like off the earth, and it doesn't exist anymore. I don't remember my first time. I kind of just appeared at Latin Quarters. I don't remember like actually the first time. No, I remember the seminal shows. I remember Battle of Melly Mel there.
You battled Melly Mel there?
Yeah.
That's a story right there.
Maybe we got pictures or something. Yeah, we had a nice battle over there. It was dope. It was good. Mel was challenging NEMC. He had $500 in his hand. Anybody, $500, put your 5 up. I'm taking you out. I ignored it. I said, you know what, I'm not even messing with that dude. That's Melly Mel. I grew up with him. I was like, yo, I'm just rolling through my little South Bronx, I'm trying to just do my thing. Dude steps out on us. Remember Melly Mel?
Melly Mel. So he said, like, he was like, Mel was like, yo, I'm the greatest of all time. No rapper could ever mess with me. I challenge anybody in the world who want it right now, just come for it. And Run was in the house, LL
Everybody was there.
Cool Mo D
Everybody
was
had
there.
to be there. Everybody
Kane was there.
It was crazy.
It was like, if you was who's who of them dudes you don't want to mess with, right? So X wanted, and Chris, I gave Chris the mic first. Chris crushed it, handed me the mic, said, yo, who won the battle? The crowd went crazy, Chris walked off. Melly Mel was jumping up and down.
They threw a chain at him.
He was mad.
They threw a chain at him.
They do stuff.
A bike chain. Wow. They threw a bike chain at him. That's when we said the battle was over.
He was mad because he didn't get to go. He was like, I didn't get to go. I didn't get to go.
He said something wrong about seven.
Then I was like, hold up, y'all. That's not fair, y'all. Let Mel spit. Okay. He started talking about planets and intergalactic.
7 planets, 7 this.
Yo, trust me, yo, it was one of the best choices I ever heard in my life.
Yo, I was like, no, I am not going down tonight.
And you didn't.
No, not at all.
And you didn't. So I was like, okay. But that was like one of the one of the
That
nights.
was Latin quarters.
Well,
that's what it was.
That was typical Latin. Like if you go on, right, and you go on and rock, you better do your best. Because if you rock and people talking about you, then here come Kane. Yo, Dice, I gotta get a piece. Here come Chris. Hold up, man. Here come LL. Yo. Here come EPMD. Everybody, want to win that night. Because it was like news cycles. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You wanted Latin quarters, your price went up. Rooftop would book you. Other places, like you was the man if you rock. Clubs don't even have that kind of influence no more. You rock a club now, it's just a club.
Right.
Back then, the word got out.
Right.
Yo, he killed it.
Internet.
Nah, it was like the internet. Just like the internet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I guess they're saying they want to hit us, they want to see us on
Ready
stage.
on? Let's rock it out.
Did you see this Wax Poetics?
Yeah, I got that. I saw that. I want the original photo. Look at that shit.
Yeah, all these things. You was, look at that.
Look how skinny I was.
There was a couple of them.
With Eric
was
B.
Word.
Eric B in his heyday.
You got my bag, Chris?
Huh?
No. Boy, Chris done left the bag right there.
He went to go to the truck to see Sherman take his back.
Oh, okay.
You ain't getting no work that day. What's up? Right now.
Actually, I have a TV show and radio show right now where we broadcast live. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. mimicking it. Good evening, everybody. Better. All right, here we are at our 5th annual hip hop conference in California University, and this is guaranteed to be